welcome to my channel. Let me hook this up. Okay, now let's put some light on our subject over here. Because we do have some light. Of course, the sun went away as soon as I sit down here. I still have the sand or dust or whatever that I've been cleaning up for a week now. We had a storm with high winds, and I got some sort of funny dust over here over everything. I think this should do it. Okay, doke. Seriously, I can't. I even vacuumed everything, and it's such a fine dust, whatever this is, that I just can't get rid of. Very strange. So since the sun went away, I need to put some light on the subject. Why not? You know, usual routine. We're used to it by now. And there's still more dust coming in. Well, let me tell you folks, I have a bird nest in the corner of my window. Look, not kidding. I don't know what kind of bird they are. They're very small little birds. Thank you, thank you. Hello, welcome. What am I having? I don't know. I'm not cooking today. I know hubby got a cake, strawberry, and I'm a year younger. I don't want to be young. I like being old. Hello, welcome. I don't mind being old. I don't know why everybody has a problem being old. It's fun being old. You can say anything you want. I am making a cup. This is the outside of it. This goes in it like this. And this is the pattern that goes around the outside of the cup like this. See? You see? And then this goes on the inside actually, like this. Okay, let's put this here. By the way, I tried the sweater on the baby and it fits perfectly. Oh, I'm so happy. Now I'm making some, actually this is nice and sticky on the edge, so I don't have to put extra glue on it. Okay, this goes in here, see? And then this goes in here, see? And then it has a top. And then it has a top, see? This is what we're finishing today. I ordered a latch hook rug, and somebody took it. They loved it so much, they took it. Yeah. Only the best, you know how it works for me. Okay, this is number 8 that I was working on. Let's find it. Definitely sticky. So I see there's some more over here and there's some more over here. So let's do this over here. I tried to multiply it even on this. Okay, I think I can move it over here out of the way so it would be more comfortable. Yes, I had to get a new tripod. It could not be fixed. Now, what is this pink over here? Oh, it's a piece of wax. Don't worry. We don't worry about it. It was a cloudy day this morning. Now the sun is coming out. Unfortunately, they are not going to open the hot spring pool at the spa, but the rest of the pools are open. Hubby is on afternoon shift. I told him I don't want a cake, but actually when we were in Budapest last week, we already had an early birthday lunch. We went for a Chinese because we don't have any Chinese restaurants around here, and I like it. So he took me out for lunch. Got my new passport done, regular run-of-the-mill, no special passport this time because I have retired. Yes, I am officially 78 sometime. Don't start me on that. I have nothing wrong with wrinkles and being old. I don't see what the big problem is. Could be because I have a life. I'm nasty. So I will have to order another latch hook rug kit because I do want to learn how to make this. I had some dinner guests on Sunday, and she saw the latch hook rug kit, and she asked me to give it to her. I said, well, okay, since I'm working on a different project at the moment. I said, sure, okay, you can have it. I love this particular store here in Hungary because they'll deliver like the next day. But they don't deliver on the weekend. Nothing works over here in Hungary on the weekend. And let's not go into what's happening over the border. We're not going to go into detail. I think this is a piece of equipment that belonged to the clock we were making. I have weird things popping up. But I really don't understand what this dust is. It's such a fine dust that I simply can't get rid of it. So probably what hubby will do today is what I told him to do yesterday is vacuum around the windows also, since I tried to wipe it away with a damp cloth, and all it does is make a bigger mess. So I definitely think it has to be vacuumed before I wash, all around the windows and the windowsill, and do the floors again. We had a little bit of rain, but really not enough to wash the dust away. It's a regular warm summer day here, nothing too hot, 28 to 30 degrees centigrade, which is rather normal. We did have some hot temperatures, which is unusual for this time of the year, But then the winter was rather mild also. We had no snow again. I think we had snow for like 5 minutes, which really wasn't enough. But we did have rain this month, so that should ease the drought situation, which is good because even this way, the price of fruit and vegetables is in the sky, Not only this country, it's really all over. I'm sure sooner or later things will calm down and get back to normal. Probably we'll have a mild recession after the inflation, which is normal. The usual cycle of things, That's how it works. Yes, I claim to be 78, and I'm sticking to that from now on. I thought 77 was a good number, I tend to like 78. When you're as old as I am, you can actually have more freedom, to do anything you want almost. And when I don't have, what I don't have permission to do, I give myself permission. Oh, yeah. According to hubby, I'm going to be a funny little old lady. Okay, now that's a number 6, I think. Because as usual, I'm working upside down. So it's a number 6 and number 6 and number 6. I think all this yellow are the same color, which is number 6 over here. So we have some sunshine color. At first, I thought that this cup or glass or mug or whatever you wish to call it was only for decoration, but actually it says on the box that it can be used as a regular drinking cup. See? Plastic tumbler, creative diamond painting. And they have the instructions on the box. It's rather inexpensive, in my opinion. Well, I don't know what this is supposed to be. This is not what's in the box. This is what's in the box. So, I thought it would be a fun project. in the heat of the summer. I did buy a, what do you call it? It's not a water bottle. I can't think of the name in English. Oh, help. Anyway, I make iced tea in it, and I take it with me when I go for, for my 3 to 5 kilometer morning hikes. In the summer, I try to do the hikes in the morning before it gets too warm. I sort of learned that when I was in Egypt, when it gets to be 45, 42 degrees. I'm missing a white over here, right there, I saw. I can't see whatever you're writing. Live chat. I have a message on your WhatsApp. Oh, to says yes, okay. Fine. Okay, this doesn't belong here. I got rid of my WhatsApp because people were calling me. I love it. Some people, certain men, they want to have a friend request, and the next thing you know, they want a video chat. No, I don't do that. And I keep on writing, you need to ask permission from me before you call me and before you want a video chat. Or you get blocked. I'm very strict about that. Can you imagine I turn on the camera and hubby's walking around in his birthday suit as usual? Well, you know him by now. He's not exactly shy, and he's having a show and tell. I don't think that would be a good idea. No. I mean, I have done live streams with my nightgown on, but then I don't wear sexy nighties. So everything was covered. It's just that I was half asleep. Once in a while I do sleep. Okay, so I think this is also number 6, this yellow over here. Very pretty color. Yes, it is diamond painting. Thank you, thank you. Welcome to my channel. To those that are visiting me, it's 8 o'clock in the morning here in Hungary. Hubby is sleeping. As I said, he's on afternoon shift. Mini Human is in school. He is going to have his first graduation at age 3. Oh, they're so cute. They're learning, their little songs and the little skits that they're going to do. On Sunday, he will have his little graduation party. Now, actually, he will be repeating the lower class because he started school before he was actually 3 years old. Because he was 3 in November, he will be 4 this November. And he started in September of last year, so he will be repeating the lower grade. They go from age 3 to 6. So they have the tiny group, they have the medium group, and then they have the getting ready for school group, and then they go straight into first grade from the nursery school. There's no kindergarten here in this country. it is mandatory to send a child at age 3 to school because paid maternity leave is for 3 years here in Hungary. That's, if you have been working. If not, if you don't have a previous employment record, then you get a fixed amount of money, for having a baby and staying at home with the baby. Although I did work and I had a mommy's helper. She's more like a family member, like a little sister to me. Absolutely fantastic. I was never worried, even if I have to leave, like for 6 weeks or something like that. I'm absolutely positive that the child was loved and cared for. She has a little boy who's autistic, and she considers the 2 children like brothers. This is how much she loves the little one. I have not seen any negative influence of our mini monster growing up with an autistic child. Very loving, very caring. There's so much love in that little boy. And he does go to special school. They don't do very much mainstreaming in this country. There was more of that in the USA, that the special education children get mainstreamed with the non-special education children whenever possible. Now, they do need extra attention, and it's absolutely miraculous how much their challenge can be improved upon with proper teaching methods and a little bit of extra attention to their needs. All of them improve to quite a lot once they start a special education school. I definitely would recommend to anyone who has a handicapped child to take advantage of special education. Now, do look into the curriculum. Do look into what methods they use. Is it geared to the needs of the child? Or do they just follow a set rules and they will not diverse from that? Definitely take the child's needs and abilities and concentrate on the ability the child has, not the disability. That is my opinion, because I have seen such fantastic results, even with a non-verbal, non-communicative child, autistic, and they managed to find a way to communicate. One child discovered with dyslexic and autistic, a little bit of oxygen, lack of oxygen at birth, and autism. And the child could not read, could not write, was nonverbal. But the child discovered the keyboard on the laptop. And this is how he communicates. He types whatever he wants to say on the keyboard. And he discovered that all by himself while he was, walking around the classroom. So never underestimate the ability, excuse me, the child's ability to solve their own problems. Now, there was really a question as to how this child will communicate, and he discovered a method on his own. And he also loved the old-fashioned typewriter, where you have to press the keys a little bit harder than the new touch typewriter ones. And he loved the clicking sound of the old-fashioned typewriter. I do apologize, but my stomach is feeling queasy again. It's been going on now for 3 days. Rather than enough of being miserable. I've been through the big C and this shingles and whatever the stupidity. I mean, it's time for it to stop and get back to normal. I am not a very good patient. And I am not much for bed rest. I mean, trying to keep me in bed rest, you have to probably tape me to the bed. Because if I can crawl out of the bed, I will. Yeah. It's how bad I am. I have so many things to do in my life. I don't have time to be sick, Seriously. Enough is enough. I have a life to live. Since I survived so many things, I will not list, believe me. Just take my word for it. Definitely a survivor. Now, I know that these, leftover symptoms will eventually completely disappear. I'm just not patient. And we wait all winter long for good weather, to come along so we can finally get out of the house. And I definitely want to. Summer is so short over here in Hungary that I definitely want to get out and enjoy it as much as possible. I understand I should stay away as much as possible from, no sunbathing, which I don't do anymore anyway, since I sort of got a little bit ill last year, which was rather strange since I was in Egypt, with 45, 47 degrees centigrade, and I had no problem with the heat. And then we get it 35 degrees here in Hungary, and I get a problem with getting overheated. So just need a little bit more careful, which is fine, So let's get this teal color, which is the next color we're going to put. We're pretty well done. We only have this much to go, and then the cup will be done. Then we will return to our big project, which is underneath here, until we start on the latch hook rug, which should get here the end of the week or the first of the week. This is number 4, and number 4, and number 4 here. And that's all of this particular color. So we get a purple one, which is next. So we should be able to get our next project, the new one, I think probably Tuesday. We should be getting a package. Things are a bit slow as far as delivery is concerned. And then we have a July 4th weekend, which is a holiday. in America, Independence Day. So that doesn't affect the delivery here in Hungary because it's not a Hungarian holiday. It is an American holiday. We always have something to celebrate between, the Hungarian holiday, the American holiday, the Egyptian holiday, the Muslim holidays, the Christian holidays. There's always something to celebrate. Isn't that fun? It's fun to have a multicultural family. You always have a holiday to celebrate. It doesn't mean that I get presents for all the holidays. All I know about today is the cake, which I did not want, but I'm getting anyway. I told hubby I would appreciate some flowers. I don't need more gold, but I love flowers. I don't care if it is only, one stem of a rose or a less expensive flower. Flower is flower, and it's beautiful, and I love it. I am so sad that the videos I made in Budapest of the fountain being all lit up, and we were sitting there watching the fountain in a thunderstorm. Yes, we will not go into deeper explanation of that one. All day long I was walking around, with the umbrella and a raincoat. Nothing happened, right? So we parked our stuff at the hotel, and then we went out to the Margit-sziget, which is an island in the middle of the Danube, in the middle of the capital. Okay. We go out there, a few clouds, nothing interesting. We sit down and watch the fountain, and it's getting dark, getting lit up with all different colors. All of a sudden, lightning, thunderstorm, pouring rain. I mean, even my underwear was soaking wet. And I'm like, thank you, Lord. You did it on purpose, right? You waited until I come without a raincoat, without an umbrella, and then I get a blessing from the sky. I mean, we went on the metro, leaving a trail of water. And I was like, I don't believe this. So I took that video in the pouring rain, and for some reason it was lost from my telephone. I did not have my gimbal with me because I didn't know we were, where we're going. Hubby is a VIP tourist guide, and he studied in Budapest, so he knew the places more than I did. I did not spend that much time there. I am not too enthralled with it. Now, of course, the Citadel and the castle and all of that is beautiful places in Budapest, beautiful places to see as far as tourism is concerned. And of course, the River Danube runs right through the middle of the city. So one side of the city is Buda, and the other side of the city is Pest. And this is where the name came from, Budapest. Once they built those bridges, beautiful bridges, then it came one city. Now, before they regulated the River Danube, they did have very nasty floods, with the snow melting from the Alps coming down the Danube, and it would spill over. And then they regulated that river. The River Tisa also had very bad flood that took away some of the houses, because my first husband's family house was washed away by one of those floods. Yes, he died. No, I did nothing to encourage his demise. Stop being nasty. I don't do nasty things like that most of the time. Oh dear. I'm telling you, some of the things that happen on YouTube is absolutely funny. You cannot take it too seriously. Take my word for it. Just have a sense of humor. People are people. There are different kinds of people, which makes life interesting, right? Now, number two is a different color of purple, and number four is a darker purple. So we are still on number four, and then we're going to go here, and then this is all that's left over here on the side. So it should be done rather quickly, and then we're going to wait for the new project. Now I did start a new pair of socks because I have yarn left over from making the sweater for Mini Monster. And I always use the leftover yarn to, what is it going to be, like a slipper sock? And then there's going to be leftover yarn after that too. And it's going to be like an ankle sock for Levante. This is what I use leftover yarn for. I also use the leftover yarn to make, clothes for the amigurumi figures that I make. I have not made any lately. I think I should pick out something possibly for Halloween and get started on it. But usually what happens, I have so many projects going at the same time. But actually, this keeps me from getting bored. If I'm bored with one project, I go on to another one. And I figured if I get bored with a project, then my viewers would get bored with it also, seeing the same thing. This is why I usually separate my big projects. I put them on a back burner, and then I continue making those in the background. And that way I don't get bored with it, and my wonderful subscribers don't get bored with it. If you haven't done so, please hit the like button. YouTube likes it if you hit the like button. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is finish all of this color because there's only this many of this particular symbol. I think that would be a good idea. Let's put out some number 4 here. Definitely this should be done, in a day or two. So I'm making it's called a sneaker sock. One of those short ones that you don't see once you put your sneakers on. It is a combination yarn, so it's not a wool yarn. Wool I save for winter socks. So definitely easy to wash, on 30 degrees. Come to think of it, the wash was done. I started a load of wash. I swear we are either the cleanest or the dirtiest family because all the time, every day I do 2 loads of wash and there's a whole load of garbage to take out. Well, I cook everything from scratch, so there's no fast food or frozen food or anything like that. Very rarely do we eat out because we like to eat healthy. This is why I was so happy with the Chinese food because it was healthy food. It wasn't fat, it wasn't greasy. It hit the spot even though it was warm. And I like that aloe vera soft drink, that green one. It was very refreshing. Well, hubby had a Coke, which is fine because he was tired. We were going from bus to metro to train. I mean, we took advantage of all the public transportation. We did not take a plane. That's the only thing that was left out. But I did discover a spa on this Margit Segatis Island, which I definitely want to make a week reservation because there's a lot of things to see there. And I think we would have a very nice time. And there's also a playground for the little monster, So I think it would be a very nice family vacation. And we can get there in 3 hours by public transportation. Actually, it's much faster to take the train, but hubby didn't want to take the train because you can get there in an hour and a half, with the fast train. Not the one that stops on every corner, but the one that goes directly to Budapest. And they also have special trains in the summer that goes to the Balaton, my beautiful lake. I was born there, next to the lake, literally. Once you go to the Balaton, you fall in love with it. Very much a tourist attraction. In the old videos, I'm pretty sure I had pictures of the pirate ship, and they had the crew dressed up as pirates, and they would serve iced tea, that they would call whiskey, and apple juice that they would call beer. The pirates would get beer as part of their rations. I don't know what the alcohol content of the beer was. I am not, I don't drink alcohol, But it was a lot of fun. And then the children would get wood swords, and they would have this pretend fight with the pirates. So it was a lot of fun. At first, I was rather worried because the captain seemed to be a little bit under the influence. And then I was told that those ships are actually controlled by the marina. So they're like on autopilot, those ships are. So in case the captain does get under the influence, the marina has feedback in case there's a problem or, a storm coming up, because in the Balaton, on that lake, there is very weird storms. I mean, it could be, not a cloud in the sky and the sun glaring down, and within a matter of minutes, a storm would brew, and you definitely have to get all of the boats and everything else off of the water and get the swimmers out of the water. So there's an alarm system, and they can see when the storm is coming, and you have to get out of that lake, especially the middle of the lake, because there are very heavy underground currents. And it definitely would be a high danger. So you have to give warning enough time for those ships, boats, and swimmers to get out of the water. Before, in the old days, they used to draw up what is called a basket. And if you saw the basket up on the lighthouse, it meant a storm is coming. Now, of course, they have electrical, warning systems, and there's lights flashing, and plenty of time those waves, I mean, hubby decided to go on a raft in the lake. And then he went to a buoy, one of those things that's in the water. And then he tied himself to the buoy. And then the big storm came with the big waves. And then he couldn't come out from the middle of the lake because of the big waves. Now, it's not deep. It was up to my waist, how deep the water was. Now, me being a water person, I went in to try and get him out. And the helicopter was flying overhead, yelling and screaming, "Get the hell out of the water." And I'm pointing to the buoy, that there's a man tied to it. There is a way to walk into the waves without, it pushing you over. So I kept on, signaling to the helicopter that we're fine. I'm getting him out of there. And I could hardly get him untied from the buoy, and then the wave would catch the raft. So this was a good example that I am not a tiny size, neither is hubby. So the wave did not have such an easy time pushing us over. And I showed him to walk sideways, and that way the wave will not, push you down underwater. But the helicopter followed us all the way out to the shore. They were definitely concerned because of the big raft that he was on. And usually what happens is raft get caught up in the waves, and then they get shoved, to the undercurrent, and it gets to the middle of the lake, which is very deep. I mean, deep enough for these boats and, sailboats and everything else to navigate on. And there's also a dam that will raise and lower the water of the lake. And there's an electrical power plant also, that you need a certain amount of water for the power plant to work. So we did get him out of there, and I yelled at him that you do not take a raft into a lake. It's not a swimming pool. Because for those people that do not know the undercurrent, every year there are tragedies on the lake, unfortunately. Now this is, I don't know what this number is because I'm upside down. The next is number 5. It's a pretty color. I don't know. I kept on calling it teal color. It's very pretty. Oh, you don't belong here. Where did you come from? Don't even have pink in this one. I don't know where that one came from. It's a very pretty color, isn't it? What color would you call this? This is number 5. Like I said, we're almost done with this, so definitely was a fast project. And of course, I had the latch hook rug planned, but that's okay. We still have plenty of other projects to keep us busy until the replacement comes. No problem. And of course, I do want to get outside. They did open a new space for babies and children at the Hot Spring Spa. So even though the hot spring is not working, the other pools and the playground and the baby splashing pool are open. So it's still, usable. And we have another hot spring spa. It's about 10 minutes away by public transportation. We're sort of planning a Sunday outing over there. Depends on the weather, of course. Really liked it last year. We were there. The hot spring pool was a very silky, soft water Whereas over here, it's a little bit harsher. But you know, each hot spring is recommended for certain ailments, like for arthritis, and things like that. Over here, they did have regular classes for spine exercises and exercises that you can do in the water where, with limited mobility, it would be difficult to do on dry land. And of course, it is a good tourist income, the hot spring spa. There's a lot of those in Hungary, actually. Each one is accredited by doctors for certain ailments. There's some that's recommended after you had major surgery to help get back into becoming active again, after the major pain and healing is over. They don't do removable stitches, I don't know how to say that, anymore. Usually they use stitches that will dissolve by themselves. When I had gallbladder surgery, I had the old-fashioned type, cut from here to there, and stitches. But it was successful, I had no problem with it anymore. This is number 5 also, and in number 5, this is all number 5? 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Oh, well, we're really moving along with this project. Mr. Cheeky, thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you. Love you all. See, it's nice to be old. There's no reason being afraid of getting old. Have memories in your old age, not just wishes. Try to have memories, good memories, Try to achieve some of your plans. I always have plans, wishes. I did have to cancel my trip to Egypt. I told you that. But it is only postponed. It is not written off. Things happen. No problem. I'm seriously thinking of going at Christmas time. You don't go traveling to the desert in the summer. Please, don't do that. Because you're going to be spending your time in a hotel with the air conditioning on. Especially if you're used to, it is a Mediterranean climate, sort of, but definitely a desert, keep that in mind. People that go travel there in the summer do not really enjoy. You are limited to how much time you can spend outside without getting into serious difficulty. My experience. Everything is air conditioned, from the car to the hotel room to the apartment. Everything is air conditioned. But still, even if you go swimming, let's go in one of the seas, even then the air is hot. Although it is a dry heat, so it is not that sticky, heavy, humid kind of heat that we got over here. And at night, when the sun goes down, You do need to have, like a little windbreaker or a light cover because it is a desert. And at night, the temperature difference from the day and the night is um, quite large and can be rather uncomfortable if you're just, dressed for the day, 45 degrees, and all of a sudden the sun goes down and you're like, actually feeling a little bit chilly. So it's always nice to have a little cover or shawl, or a light windbreaker, something like that along for the nighttime. Well, especially if you're going to go on the Nile cruise, having a dinner on the Nile, which is beautiful. Or if you are by the sea, not to mention the mosquitoes, which are bloodthirsty. I mean, they grow into sizes that are ready to be, sauteed and served. So having a little cover to cover your arms and shoulders save you from a lot of the bites. They do try to control the mosquitoes, but I mean, it is what it is. If you have a body of water, you're going to have those bugs. As simple as that. That's how it goes. So we are still on number 5, this whatever color this is. I call it teal. I don't know if I'm correct. Me with colors, it's beautiful. That's all that matters. And it's the correct number, so I'm putting the correct number in the correct place. It did have different pattern, but this is the one that I like the most. And I thought this was the most colorful pattern. I think the latch hook rug would be little baby owls with these beautiful big eyes, I think that would be fun. There's also a beach pattern and a couple pattern, for the latch hook rug. But I sort of like the owl one. Really cute. Has like a yellow background. And the eyes on the baby owl really caught my attention. So I think that would be fun to learn. Probably will have a nervous breakdown doing it, but it should be fun. May take me a while, but I do figure out how to do the projects. Once in a while, I even read instructions. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Instructions are there for a purpose. They are not only there to cover the paper, they are there for you to read. Yes, so I have been told. Usually I read the instructions after I get into problems, as to how I'm supposed to do something. And I'm like, I'm sure there must be an easier way besides having a nervous breakdown. When you have shiny diamonds like this, you do need to replenish your diamond painting pen more often because the special coating on the O'Reilly Borealis diamonds, it seems to take off the stickiness of your diamond painting pen. So you just dip it in, freshen it up, and then continue. No problem. I mean, after all the problems that we had with diamond painting, really has improved a lot. I have not met any major problems with them anymore. Well, in Hungary, this particular craft caught on a little later than I saw, let's say, in America. But I do like the store that they opened over here. Very good customer service, excellent delivery, and very price friendly. Usually I pay for my crafts. When I do get free material, it's for a review for a company. So you have to work for it. They don't send you, free for no reason. And I do make a point of telling them that when I give a review, I will make an honest review. So if you're going to send me rubbish, you are not going to get a good review. However, privately, I will make suggestions how to improve the product. I had a certain company from the UK who was having problems with their product, and I made the product that they sent me for review. And I told them exactly what was the issue, and they did improve. So I live in Kapuvar next to the Austrian border for that person that asked me. So we're close to the Austrian border. Okay, we're still on this number 5 symbol. We're getting very close to being done, and I will test whether this plastic mug is usable. So I will test it out, probably with some mineral water. I will not test it with my iced tea because I don't want to waste it. So I will just test it with some water. They are going to have a lottery for the graduation of the Mini Monster, the little ones. So I think this might be a good, fun, gift to give for the lottery. Something different, definitely something new. And the latch hook rug is also a new product at this store. So I said, okay, I definitely want to try it out. And in the meantime, we're doing the big diamond painting that's underneath here. And I'm also knitting the socks little by little. Now those I usually take to the pool with me. And I work on them, while the baby's playing in the playground or taking his nap. It's a beautiful, well-kept lawn with beautiful flowers and trees and everything else. So it's a very pleasant outing. And I make use of my time. This is how I get these things done, by multitasking and not sleeping. When I was working, I got used to, having 2-3 hours of maximum sleep. So I sort of got used to it. And then Mini Monster did not sleep. He would start screaming bloody murder 7:30 at night, and he would keep it up until 2:30 in the morning. I have no idea why. I mean, you could set the clock by that kid. He was totally quiet during the day. You didn't even know there was a baby around. Then he started at night, and then he kept it up. He has a good pair of lungs, let me tell you. I don't know how much the neighbors appreciated it, but I didn't appreciate it either. But he did outgrow it. That's why he was named the Mini Monster. Well, he had a terrible twos. I mean, he was really into the terrible twos. But then he outgrew it. He's a lot of fun now. He started talking. He was a little bit slow in talking, and I was told it's because he hears 3 different languages in the house. I said, well, many other kids in this part of Europe have a family that speak, 2 or 3 languages. It's not such an uncommon thing. For those of us that have been in my live stream, you have 4 diamond paintings? Which one are you doing? Hello! Mwah! Hello. For those of us that have kept, with me, know that I usually have my live streams for 1 hour. And our hour together this morning is up. Thank you very much for spending time with me this Tuesday morning. Thank you for all the lovely birthday wishes. Love you all. Be safe, be happy, be healthy. Do something just for fun, for yourself. Just for you, nobody else. We are important also. I will see you later on. Goodbye for now. Thank you again. Mwah. Bye.